Alright, well, we got a 1968 Eldorado. Light switch fell apart. Pulled the stem out trying to turn the lights on. So we've gone under the dash. Quite a pain in the neck, but it was easier than taking the dash out, I think. I'm taking 2 screws out. We're going to have a high shoulder on them. They're actually 1/4 inch. They're actually under the dash, holding this piece up into the dash. Something like along them lines. Pain in the neck to get them. It's under the dash. We're trying to get this one. This one has got a slot in it where you don't have to take it all the way out. So if you back it off, it should be a little bit easier. Anyway, what I'm going to attempt to do, since I can't find the switch right away, is go down to the parts store, buy the switch for a 68 Grand Prix, which looks the same except that it doesn't have the vacuum ports on it to open and close the headlight doors. So what I'm going to attempt to do, that's the switch I'm using. What I'm going to attempt to do here is to take the guts out of this switch and put them back into my frame here. I think everything's going to be about the same. So if I can take the new guts to this one, put them over into here, because what's missing here on the new switch is the part of the switch that's going to be pulling your vacuum open and closed to operate the headlight doors. I can't see how this piece is made on. To take it off and cut this out would be too much of a pain in the, to cut this out would be too much of a pain in the neck. So what I'm going to do is just like I told you, I'm going to unclip the sides here, try to remove this whole assembly, put it right over here into my old frame, and then I'll still be able to retain my I believe this is what's called the tape switch assembly with vacuum ports on it to operate the doors. So I'm going to bend this tab out, flip it over, bend this tab out, and I think that's all that's holding this metal plate. Try to switch it over to this one, and we'll come back after it's all said and done, see if it worked. The question now is going to be that when I take the guts out of the new switch, is it going to have a little piece in there that's going to make the pull on the bottom of my vacuum here? Switch. So I'm just going to have to check on that and see. Alright, now we had to switch out the shuttles from the new one, the new switch, because the new shuttle there didn't have the tab in it. Right there is what's going to catch your vacuum operated piece. The new one didn't have it in there, so we had to take the shuttle out of the old switch, which was still mostly good, and put it over here into the new switch. And now we're going to have to position the vacuum switch to where it's going to line up down in this little crease right here. So here we go. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is take a coping saw. You can see right here where the vacuum catches on the old shuttle, and on this right side over here it's broke off. Point to that, what's broke? That side's broke. Now the new shuttle doesn't have the little gap there, so we're going to take a coping saw and gap it. And that should give our vacuum operation something to operate against. Alright, well, we got the shuttle, we got it all back together, but now we got a little problem. This little ceramic piece here is not fitting in the gap. So I'm looking at the shoulder here, and it's bumping up against that metal. And I look at my old one, which has got some little steps. Turn it forward, turn it. Let me look straight on at it. Let me look straight at the end of it. So it's kind of stair-stepped up right here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That's what's going to let it slide right up under that piece of metal there. Because this shoulder is just kind of slowly sloping off, but we got to have those little steps like you see in the background there. Yep. So I'm going to use this piece in place of the one that I got my thumb on there, and go from there. Okay, so now a little ceramic piece here, and this ceramic piece here, you can see how they're built a little different on this little shoulder here. So I'm going to take the new one. We've already changed out the slider. I'm going to slide this up and out. I'm going to match up the back side, make sure they're both the same here. Appears to be. All except for the shoulder. See the major difference in these? Sloping off, stepping down. We need the stepping down. Alright. Pick this one up, put my little contactor back. Slide him right on back down through there. Oops. This little groove this little knot right here is what you feel riding on these little humps right here. That'd be off parking lights, headlights, and that's what you're actually feeling in the detent is this little knot riding up in these humps on the inside. So here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna have to get my cameraman back on cue here, I think, in a second. Make sure. Well, let's see, I just laid this down right out of the other one. I'm going to go right back up in here with it. And now we've replaced two pieces of a new switch with our old switch. This is new. This is new. This is old. But our new one we had to cut, so it's not two new pieces. Or not two old pieces. We had to cut that little slot in there. So now, all I have to do, and it makes it sound real easy when I say it like that, is to line this little tab right here up that's going to pull the vacuum. And I've worked it free with white lithium grease so that it's moving real free. It's kind of sticky before. It might have been reason that this little tab here got broke off. You can see how it was. This side and this side looked the same originally. This side got broke off because this vacuum switch got a little bit too sticky. We've got it freed up with some white lithium grease there. And here we go. Yeah. Well, while we were away, we got it all put back together, nice and neat. We've rebuilt our switch. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see something there? Yep. I was trying to squeeze these tabs back down on the plastic, broke the crap out of the plastic. So now, I'm going to have to resort to using my old piece on here. So ultimately I went to the auto parts store and spent $14 and the only thing I'm using out of the new switch is the shuttle, which is with the part you slide back and forth to get your contacts in the bottom down here. Slides back and forth and makes up your contacts for your parking lights or headlights, or well, both parking lights and headlights. Contacts on the bottom, contacts on the bottom. Oh well, dadgummit. One little squeeze too much and cracked the crap out of that. Oh well. Take this piece back off. This piece is trash. This piece here is still good. I might clean it up a little bit. Replace it. And I will have essentially put a new shuttle in my old switch, which was what was preventing me from opening and closing the headlight doors. Alright, that's what I'm about to do. Be back in a minute. Alright, so essentially what we did is we went down and we bought a switch commutator interrupter, a BWP S427P. You can pick that part number up just about anywhere. And what we did was essentially use the new shuttle because the old one was broke, and put our switch back together. Now I did, when I was trying to tighten these tabs on the side there by my thumb with a big pair of pliers, I cracked the crap out of it. Right there I broke my tab off on this side. Sure did. So very, very brittle. Alright, so now
that part number available at Advanced Auto.
Yeah, Advanced Auto, what, 14 bucks?
$14.99.
Now if we put it in and it works, it'll be well worth it.